Greetings and welcome to another Pokemon 2019 or Pokemon Journeys the Series anime video. In this video I want to talk about things Pokemon Journeys did well. Things that it absolutely needed to do and which it did successfully and satisfyingly. This video is part of my series of videos looking back at Pokemon Journeys in order to properly analyze and judge just how good or bad of a series it was. My previous video, which was also part of this video series, focused on the opposite topic to the one in this video. I looked at missed opportunities in Pokemon Journeys, things that it should have done but didn't. Please be sure to check that video out as well. There will be links to it all over the place. Just like there were several missed opportunities with Pokemon Journeys, there were also several opportunities that were taken. And in this video, I will talk about these. 5 of them to be exact, and in no particular order. So, let's get to it. Number 1. Having so many characters return. Now, in my video on missed opportunities, I did mention how they underutilized some of the returning characters since they did not get that much time to shine, especially when compared to other characters. Though I was talking entirely about Ash's friends. But while sadly some returning characters did not get as much time in the spotlight, the fact that they even got time under it at all is worth praising. And the fact that so many got to do so is equally worth celebrating. In most previous series, we were lucky to see the return of 1 or 2 of Ash's friends / traveling companions. But Pokemon Journeys allowed all of them to return, which is incredible and truly a monumental achievement. Even if again, some of them were unfortunately unable to do much or as much as others. Also, Pokemon Journeys didn't just stop at having Ash's friends return. It also extended this opportunity to a bunch of other characters, including almost all of Ash's Pokemon, both current and former, gym leaders, Elite Four members, champions, etc. And better yet, most of them got to play big roles. And yes, like with Ash's friends, some of them did not do as much as they could or should have. But just having them return is plenty amazing in its own right. Especially since in previous series, we would rarely, if at all, see such characters make a return. So yes, Pokemon Journeys absolutely nailed it when it comes to bringing back beloved characters. Number 2. Having Ash battle so many fantastic characters. This is a good follow-up to the previous section, since most of these fantastic characters were returning characters, such as Cynthia, Steven, Bolkner, Iris, Karina, and Paul. However, not all of Ash's opponents in this series were characters from the past. Several of them were characters introduced in this series, such as Marnie, Rinto, Raihan, Drasna, Bee, and Oppo. All these characters, while new to the anime, were still all amazing opponents for Ash that led to some epic battles. So yes, all in all, Pokemon Journeys gave us some of the most memorable and spectacular battles this anime has ever seen. And this was due in great part to the quality of the characters. Now I still do maintain what I said in my previous video, that it was a waste not to have Ash battle Lance, Diantha, and Alon. But this does not detract from the fact that he got to battle so many other great characters. Number 3. Having Ash finally get Mega Evolution. We all know that Ash was robbed in the XY series in more ways than one. One such way in which he was robbed was that he did not get Mega Evolution, even though he rightfully should have gotten it since it was the latest gimmick at the time. Instead of Mega Evolution, he got Ash Greninja, which was of course very cool, but it still felt off and like a waste that Ash did not get to Mega Evolve one of his Pokemon, old or new. Pokemon Journeys finally granted him the chance to do this, which was something that definitely needed to happen. And better yet, the Pokemon Ash got to use Mega Evolution with was Lucario, who is an awesome, fan favorite, and iconic Pokemon that suits Ash very well. I do, however, have one gripe with Ash and Mega Evolution, which is that he did not get to Mega Evolve any other Pokemon aside from Lucario, even though he has several others that can do so, including Gengar, who is also from Journeys. But despite this, Ash getting Mega Evolution was without a doubt something amazing. Number 4. Having Ash defeat Leon, or more specifically, having Ash get a truly massive and meaningful victory worthy of his historic legacy. Now, the Sun and the Moon series is the series that finally ended the years-long tradition of having him lose at the end. But the Alola League was, at least in my opinion, way too easy and not very challenging. So while winning it and becoming the champion of Alola is still a big accomplishment and one worth celebrating, it is nowhere near as big of an accomplishment as becoming world champion, especially considering that in order to do this, he had to get through extremely tough opponents such as Cynthia, Steven, and Leon. Ash was in desperate need of doing something magnificent, something that can be called his crowning achievement, something that makes him feel like a master, like someone that has trained so hard and done so much and tried a lot and that always did his best. Pokemon Journeys could have easily just added another massive L to Ash's track record by having him lose to Leon. But thankfully, he instead got what he rightfully deserved. A victory worthy of a legend and of an icon. Number 5. Having Ash catch several powerful, iconic, and fan-favorite Pokemon from past generations that he did not get the chance to catch before. I am of course referring to Dragonite, Gengar, and Lucario. In previous series, there was basically an ironclad rule that stated that Ash could not catch a very powerful Pokemon such as a pseudo-legendary Pokemon. And if he did, then he would release them, which is what happened with Goodra and Naganadel. So even though Ash could have had a Gengar much sooner, and even though Lucario was an ideal and fitting Pokemon for him to get, and even though he interacted with and met several Dragonite, he never caught any of them. And there are countless other Pokemon that he was denied for the very same reason, including legendary and mythical Pokemon. The Sun and the Moon series was the first one to loosen the ironclad rule by allowing Ash to catch and keep a mythical Pokemon. Pokemon Journeys then one-upped by letting Ash catch Dragonite, Gengar, and Riolu, who later became Lucario, one after the other. This series finally let Ash be overpowered. It finally let him have the good stuff. The forbidden fruit of amazing and beloved Pokemon that should have been his before. Now sadly, they did not go as far as to allow him to finally catch a legendary Pokemon. Nor did they allow him to catch more Pokemon like Dragonite, Gengar, and Lucario. And the fantasy of the ultimate dream team was shattered by Sirfetch'd and Dracovish. Not because they are not cool or good, because they most certainly are, but because they are not as iconic as the other three. So yes, when it comes to the Pokemon Ash caught, Pokemon Journeys had a very good thing going, and it ended up in a great place, even if it unfortunately did fall just shy of complete and total greatness on this front. But yeah, that's everything I have for you in this video. Again, this is part of my ongoing series of videos looking back at Pokemon Journeys in order to properly gauge its quality. Please be sure to check out my previous videos in this series. There will be links to them all over the place. And please make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the videos in this series, which will be posted very soon. Just 2 more to go, including my final and overall review of this series. But that's the video. As always, leave your own thoughts down in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and would like to see more like it, then please consider subscribing to my channel. I love Pokemon and I love making videos on both the anime and the games. Also, please consider clicking the links on screen so that you can check out more videos like this right away. Thank you very much for watching, and let's meet again in the next video.